you stop at 6:26.
Mr. Speaker,
Please.
is it not sad that the majority that will inform Ghanaians that none of people were killed by Burkinabe military and he never made a statement in this house? That's what you're saying. And you are here singing Palugu. Your people are here singing Palugu. You don't make a statement in this house. Mr. Speaker, it's very, very sad. Mr. Speaker, I say that the reason why they are targeting Ghanaians is the Minister Abu Jinapo said. The perception that we are aligning with the Burkinabe authority is making us enemies of the 9 people who that were killed by Burkinabe military, as he said, not the terrorists. So it was not a terrorist attack. And you are singing Palugu here. Your people died. And we are talking about a single Palugu. Look for the 900 million and Mr. Speaker, secondly, why is the foreign minister now issuing travel advisories? 3, why is the defense minister? Why is the defense minister not on the flight to Burkina? Why is the defense minister of Ghana not on the flight? It's not the duty of the interior minister. That's not his duty. His duty ends at Paka Bogla. It's the minister for defense. The soldiers in Burkina are fighting terrorism. So where is your minister for defense? Why is he not on the flight to Burkina?
Honorable Nitiwuri, your time is up. Yes,
Mr.
James
Speaker,
Agaga, you have the floor. It's now 18:26.
Mr. Speaker, it is sad to hear my brother, the Honorable Abu Jinapo, state in his contribution to this particular statement that they introduced the Accra Initiative to fight terrorism. Mr. Speaker, the facts are very clear. By them, but by December 2022, they had completely destroyed the Accra Initiative. When President Akufo-Addo set foot in Washington and reported to Anthony Blinken, he snitched on the Burkinabes. When he told Anthony Blinken, the then Secretary of State of the United States, that Burkina Faso had brought terrorists, had brought the Wagner forces to help them fight terrorism. That was the day Burkina Faso withdrew from the Accra Initiative. Mr. Speaker, that was the day Burkina Faso refused to collaborate with Ghana in terms of intelligence sharing to deal with terrorism. Mr. Speaker, when President Mahama became president, he decided that there was need for us to have continued base, and that is why he immediately appointed a special envoy in the person of Colonel Bevlo Lati to continue to lead the Burkinabes, the Malians, and the Nigerians in our quest to fight terrorism. And so I'm very disappointed that today our colleagues on the other side are saying that the reason why Ghanaians were killed in Burkina Faso is because we glorify a head of state, Ibrahim Traore, in our country, and that is why Ghanaians are being attacked. That is the most irresponsible statement that can come from this side of the House. Mr. Speaker, why? Is Ibrahim Traore not a head of state?
You have spoken for only 2 minutes. Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable James Agaga, Honorable James Agaga is a respected member of this House. He cannot, Mr. Speaker, he cannot, in commenting on an important matter like this, this house that the former president of this country snitched on another country. Very unacceptable. This should not be coming from you. Don't use that language in this house. It's unparliamentary. Mr. Speaker, he cannot substantiate this. You cannot use this privilege to use words unbecoming of a member of parliament against the former president. If this is said about President Mahama, you won't be happy. I won't accept you using this against President Akufo-Addo. Mr. Speaker, members of parliament rely on facts in the argument. How can you say a president of a country you love met a U.S. diplomat and snitched on another country, Mr. Speaker? And we seem to be accepting this, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Agaga should know better, and I know he knows better. There is no fact supporting that claim, and I think, Mr. Speaker, that you order those statements that President Akufo-Addo snitched on Burkina Faso to be, Mr. Speaker, should be expunged from the record. Mr. Speaker, I have said before, and I'm repeating for the umpteenth time, that the NDC members in this chamber are opening the Pandora box. You are in government. Respectfully, colleagues, let's get serious. Respectfully, this is the second attempt. The first attempt attacking Dr. Bawumia. Now it's your turn. You're attacking Akufo-Addo. Don't let it be that when members start using unbecoming language, you will now stop it. Let's have a free flow debate. Let's discuss the issues. It is a sad situation. People have died, families are grieving, and we as members of parliament are trivializing it and thinking that it is something to play politics with. Please, Mr. Speaker, I will conclude by humbly urging you, in the first instance on Honorable Atta, he did not withdraw the unbecoming comments against Dr. Bawumia. You only asked him to move away from there. Now, he is also repeating. I would plead, Mr. Speaker, plead for the sake of tomorrow, to ask him to withdraw. He should withdraw.
Honorable Member, you've heard the minority leader.
Mr. Speaker, I am surprised that the minority leader is speaking this way. He should advert to the meaning of the word that you snitch. I know he's someone who loves English literature today, Mr. Speaker. Snitch simply means to inform, an informant. It's so clear. It's so clear. It's so clear. It's so clear. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect. With the greatest respect.
Honorable James Agaga, do the needful. Honorable James Agaga, Honorable James Agaga, do the needful. Let me give you the rest of your time to continue. Please do the needful.
Oh, Mr. Speaker, somebody inform.
Please do the needful.
Anyway, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Majority Leader, all due respect. Honorable Majority Leader, Honorable Majority Leader, with all due respect.
Mr. Speaker, just a moment, Mr. Speaker. Just a moment, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, I have been to listen to everybody at the firm. So, Honorable Agaga.
Very well. Mr. Speaker, I will withdraw the word snitch and substitute say with which is synonymous. It is synonymous.
Honorable Minority Leader. Honorable Minority Leader. Honorable Minority Leader. To withdraw. He has withdrawn. I will ask informants should also get informed. I do not think that is unparliamentary.
Very well.
But snitch, informant is unparliamentary. So they are withdrawn. Yes, you have 3 more minutes.
Very well. So,
and it's now 6:35.
Is that died natural death when President Akufo-Addo informed the United States Secretary of State that Burkina Faso had hired the Wagner forces to help it fight. Mr. Speaker, what was the response of Burkina Faso? Burkina Faso immediately recalled its ambassador here in Accra. In fact, the president of Ghana at the time caused a diplomatic row between us and Burkina Faso. That is how collaboration between Ghana and Burkina Faso came to a complete halt. Mr. Speaker, when President Mahama assumed the reins of governor of this country, realizing the need for us to have a link in to fight terrorism, he appointed a special envoy who continued to work closely with the Burkinabés and the Malians to ensure that our national security apparatus was on top of intelligence and had the ability to help us fight terrorism. And so I am surprised that my brother Abu Jinapo and Honorable Dominic Nituwul are making the case that the reason why Ghanaians have been attacked is because we are not on top of intelligence. No, we are on top of intelligence. What they need to understand is that terrorism is constantly evolving. It is constantly evolving, and so what happened in Burkina Faso is a case study. Let us ask ourselves, why are the Burkinabés now attacking Ghanaians? It is because they believe, the terrorists believe that if they allow Ghana and Burkina Faso to form the kind of partnership the two presidents and of course other leaders of the Alliance for Sahelian states are trying to forge, they will pick. That is the reason. Any security analyst should advert his mind to these facts. And so they would want to attack, and so that Ghanaians will begin to speak like the way the former Minister of Defense has spoken. I am very disappointed. So we would continue to collaborate with the Burkinabés. Ibrahim Traoré, the president of is the head of every nation. You cannot say that our president, who is also the head of state, should not have been another head of state. I mean, where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? That is the impression you created. You have been reported on City News. City News reported you that one of the reasons you ascribed for the attacks on Ghanaians, we have glorified Ibrahim Traoré in this country. That statement is regrettable, and I am disappointed. Mr. Speaker, I want to make the point that Ghana and Burkina Faso are brotherly nations. We are brotherly nations and must continue to work together. We are not glorified maker. Ibrahim Traoré is the president of Burkina Faso. Deserves to have relations with this country, and we shall continue to collaborate with them in our fight against terrorism. Thank you very much.